Oh, did you guys have a good weekend?
Oh yeah, we had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm tired. Because
I
we
mean,
have.
it is Monday.
No.
Totally
You darn well know, Tristan, why we're tired. It's because we partied too much because it was my birthday
Yeah, I know.
on Friday.
I just didn't want to say that. I wanted to say because it's Monday.
So we had a good time and we celebrated another year getting me older.
You're like 28 now or something.
Yeah, I am. I'm 28. I play 28 on TV, but I'm a little bit older in real life. And that's because that's what they always want to know in this business is how old you play on TV. But I'm 28. I'll go at 28. So,
17.
did you do anything fun for your weekend? Spend time with your dog?
Yeah, I just hung out with Bodie and.
Did you watch any good movies?
No, I saw Aquaman again.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
But
I love
that was like
movie.
the third time I've seen it, so.
Yeah.
The third time.
It's totally worth it.
Courtney started.
Worth it for a different reason than Tristan, though.
Courtney started a new job
I understand.
last week at the place that you work.
Yeah,
It's the same place but different job. And
Yeah.
Is that going good?
it is. It's a little slow right now,
Just
because I'm still learning and it's not quite so much case management, but
right.
other than that, it's been very good.
Good. Well, today I think we have an interesting topic. We're going to talk about so many times our kids that we get, they feel like second-class citizens. And boy, Courtney, I gotta say, our older boys, have gone through this, and it kind of just breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not us. It's sometimes out there in the community,
Yeah.
at school, at church, at other things, and they feel like they just are not quite there, and I think that today, hopefully we can give some helpful hints, and we can open up the conversation so that they can feel like they are a part of something, that they're important as well. And we'll get started with that today. Coming up right after this. We are back. It's Monday. Courtney's always here
Yes.
on Monday.
Every Monday.
And she is a permanent cast member on this show, and we always love having her here. And she's a wealth of information. She has her master's degree in forensic psychology,
Yes.
and I've learned that. And
You
so
have.
I feel really
So proud.
like she's so smart when I say that. So anyway, I try to put it in wherever I can. We're talking about second-class citizen. A lot of times when we take these kids in, whether they're little or big, they kind of feel like they're second class, and they have kind of the right to. And so I think to start the conversation, because that's what we're here to do, is to start a conversation, my biggest pet peeve of all
Yours and mine both.
is trash bags and Walmart bags.
Yes.
If we're talking about them feeling like second class citizens, Go put all your stuff in a trash bag and Walmart bag, and you're gonna move into this family's house right there. I mean, I feel like we kind of start.
Yeah, that right there would make me just feel like the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah,
I mean, you're literally walking into a new home that you don't even know
like you're a
what's
homeless
going to
person.
happen, anything. And not only that, but now you're having to walk in with a trash bag or a Walmart sack,
Right.
basically.
Sometimes with nothing at all, like
Mhm.
with just one Walmart sack of like
Hmm.
undergarments and a hairbrush.
Right.
Wow.
And so, figuring out a way, because we all get the call, whether we're going to take this kid or not. And you know, it's almost like if you had some luggage or something at your
Yeah.
house, and you said to the caseworker, "Hey, I'm going to get this to you," so that they can pack up their stuff, or something, some kind of plan, so that they don't have to do the trash bags and Walmart bags. And you guys might have some really good ideas of things that you do in your community. Let us know. That's why we start the conversation, is so that we can all brainstorm together and work together as foster parents.
Yeah, as a caseworker, one of the things that I do is I keep a duffel bag in my trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that when I'm going to pick up a kid and I see that he's or she has just a garbage bag, I say, you know what, there's a duffel bag in my trunk. I'm gonna have to get it back from you,
Right.
but you can use it tonight, and then we'll get your stuff in the drawers before I leave tonight, and that way you walk in and you are a little bit more confident, not all of your stuff. I would not want to go to a new person's home with my undergarments hanging out of a bag.
Right.
That's just so demeaning.
Yeah. And I know there's organizations out there that do backpack programs and do duffel bag programs. If you know of those organizations, even if they're not national, even if they're just in your community, let us know and put those in the comments
Yes.
so that people in your area know. If they're national, definitely let us know, because we have viewers around the world that watch Foster Life, and so we want to let them know what these services are, because that, I think, right there, if we could somehow start eliminating that, then we're already starting the process of not making them feel like second-class citizens. Then we take them to school the next day, and we go to register them. And I think that that's another, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think sometimes we forget that this is, for us, it's normal. As foster parents, as caseworkers, this is all very normal.
Right.
But this child's already been through trauma. They've been ripped out of their homes, away from their families. They've been shoved into a new family, and now somebody else is speaking for them about what they need at school.
Right.
So why don't we, as foster parents, as caseworkers, take that time to say, hey, I have to go enroll you in school today. Why don't you come with me? Let's talk to the school about
Right.
what you need, and you can be very forthcoming about your issues, your
Right.
history, the reason why you came into care.
Yep.
Or just simply ask the child, I mean, what can I express so that they know, or what do you need within the school system in order to benefit yourself? Because you are going to school ultimately to help yourself.
Right.
So if I can help you do this, then let me know what I can tell them so that they can help you as well.
And having respect, showing them respect, is going to start building the foundation that you want. And a lot of times, you know, they might want to tell their story. They may not want to tell their story. They might say, I feel more comfortable if you told them.
And that's
They may not
completely
even
okay
know
too.
entirely what happened that brought
Right.
them into care.
Exactly.
They may not really understand because they are young, or they weren't really around when the issue happened.
Right.
So they might not really be able to tell anybody
Yep.
why they're in care.
And so those two things right there, I think, get you off kind of on the right foot. I want to talk about families, places that you go, and we also want to talk about paying attention to what you say that can help them feel like they're a part of something good. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Courtney. Join me every Monday on Foster Life, and we'll get the conversation started.
Yes. We talking today about our kids feeling like second-class citizens when they come into care and when they're with us, whether they become a part of our family or they're doing reunification. I think because I have met so many amazing foster parents through here, I think all of us want them to feel a part, but sometimes we have to take those extra steps and we have to be really aware of their surroundings so that they feel important. I will never forget, I'm standing in Walmart with my groceries and some lady is behind me and somehow she figures out that we're adopted kids or whatever. I probably told her, I don't know. And she says to me, "Oh, you can never love your kids like I love my real children." And my kids are with me. And I just was like, I was like shaking. I was so mad. If you've seen me with my kids, I think everybody knows that I love my kids just like I would love.
Yeah.
And my kids are my real children. For me, God picked out every single one of those kids. And if you know the story about my one kid, when I was in the hospital having surgery for colon cancer, 2 floors down, he was being born in the same hospital. Seriously, true story. But I would not meet him till 9 years later. He was picked for me. And I believe that. And those are my real kids. So, what kind of experiences, thinking about that, what kinds of things do we hear?
There's so many things. I have a personal experience myself. Like, I was in care and people used to tell me all the time, like, you're not part of this family. And I think we have to remember that children already know that they don't fit. Like,
Right.
There's something that doesn't fit. This isn't where I belong, especially if they're older and
Junior high-ish age,
Yeah.
upper
They're already
elementary,
aware.
they already are feeling weird.
So they're going to hear it not just from themselves, like that's what's really important is that self-talk. They're going to be telling themselves, like, I don't belong here, like I don't fit here, I'm not part of the family, I shouldn't have a say in things. But then if they're hearing it from foster parents, like,
Yeah.
or you might even do it in subtle ways, like your kids get brand new Nike sneakers, but you go to the thrift store and buy thrift Nikes that still have tags on them, but you bought them from the thrift store. That just makes a child feel less than worthy.
Well, I also know if they feel that way at home, it reflects even in school as well. Because they'll feel like, well, I can't be a part of this football team, or I can't be a part of this basketball team because there's so many people telling me that I can't do something.
Right.
So then it just leads on to them getting, say, bad grades, or them not even wanting to try basketball or football or extracurricular activities as
Right.
well.
And being their cheerleader for them, some of them feel like, because they've been bounced around so much, we've had kids that didn't want to do the extracurricular things because they thought, well, I'm just going to get up and get moved. And so, don't lie to them. But if you know that they're going to be there for a stint and you're going to work with them, I tell my kids, well, you're going to be here for a while and you're a part of this family as long as you want to be a part of this family. And so let's get involved in some things. And you have to kind of reassure them that they're not second class. They're first class. And everybody's income and financial circumstances is different, but we try our best to do the same across the board. And how that looks depends on you, but there's a lot of things that you can do to try to make them feel good
There are
across the board.
a lot of things, and it's important to remember these kids are already wounded,
Yep.
and so everything you say is being taken a little bit harder than you would expect
Right.
a child who hasn't had this experience to take something.
And sometimes it's just the little things, and I am guilty. Guilty as charged for this, and I'm really trying to work on it. But somebody will ask me, they'll say, well, how many kids do you have? And I'll say, oh, we have 10. And they give you this look like, 10? Really? 10?
Go for that.
Yeah. Why would you have 10 kids? I've had people say that. Why would you want 10 kids? And then I'll say, we're foster parents. And I should not even go there. Yeah, we have 10 kids. Period. We love kids. We're great parents. We have an amazing family and we have 10 kids. I'm not going to label my kids as foster kids because they're not. They're my family.
They should be taking family portraits with you.
Right. It's
Everything.
but it's just like not. It's those little things. And you know what it took? It took one of my kids saying something to me. Well, I thought I'm a part of this family. And then I was like, oh crap, yeah, you are a part of, you're not a foster kid, you are a part of this family. And making them feel like that. And sometimes you have to nudge them a little bit, you know? And
Sometimes you have to go farther than you would
yep,
for a child that's been in your home their whole life. You have to go above and beyond. You have to almost feel like there's maybe some spoiling there
yep,
because they need that reassurance that yes, I belong here. Yes, I'm loved here. Yes, I'm wanted here. If they don't feel wanted and loved and reassured that they belong there, they're going to be those kids who count their foster homes. Well, you're my fourth foster home this year. You're not going to keep me. Why should I behave? Why should I
Well,
try
and
to
if you
school?
treat them that way, it could even be the first time they actually do feel loved. It could
Right.
be the first time they actually feel like they can express who they truly are.
Right.
yep, exactly. And if they get involved in something at school, even if they're terrible at it, you show up.
Mhm.
And if they're playing basketball, I'm that parent. Even if they do something small, woohoo, go Mark! Yeah, good job. And you'll watch them, they'll just light up and smile. We have a son, he's adopted. He wanted to do track, and I'll tell you what, God bless him. Every single track meet that he went to, he came in last place everywhere we went. But you know what? We were cheering for him. And my kids were cheering for him. His brothers were cheering for him. You gotta get behind him. And you know what? He never missed one track meet. And I was so proud of him. I didn't care that he came in last every time.
Well, it
Because-
helps them improve.
Right. But he stuck with it. That was probably the first thing that he ever stuck with from start to finish.
That's awesome.
And you know what? He laughs about it with his brothers all the time. And they'll tease him, oh, remember when you... And come in last, and then the people would all buy him stuff at the concession stands and stuff because they felt bad. But it's something that he remembers. And you know what? His family and his brothers supported him through that. We're talking about making sure that they don't feel like second-class citizens because they're not. They did not choose to be in care. Right after this. Yeah.
Someone
We're talking about foster kids today and them not feeling like second-class citizens. One-on-one time is important.
Yeah.
Say it's playing chess or checkers,
Mhm.
going to a movie, even playing outside, shooting baskets or something.
My boys are adopted, and my 21-year-old made it very clear that he has not had any time with me in a while. And so last night, I came home from the studio after I got ready for today's shoot, and at 10 o'clock at night, him and I went to the grocery store. We got groceries, and I came home and I made breakfast before bed, and we sat at the kitchen table and we talked and we had breakfast together, and then we went to bed. And you know what? That was just enough that today feels like he had some dad time. He knows that I still love him. He knows that I'm not too busy for him. And every kid does that, needs that, and it boosts their self-esteem.
I'll be honest with you, whenever my mom would ask me if I even wanted to go to the store, that was the best feeling ever. I
Yeah.
felt like, oh, I actually get to do an adult thing with my mom.
Yeah,
That's great.
and you get to spend time together. And, you know, fostering older kids is a little different because sometimes at certain ages, kids don't want to be with their parents. We have found that it's the direct opposite for our junior high on up. They want to spend as much time with us as they can. They want to watch movies with us. They want to do whatever. But one-on-one time will help them feel like they are a part of something and that they have you in their corner.
Yeah, and it should be something that you guys do together. Like
Yeah.
maybe every month you see a movie together, or maybe you just like to sit down and knit together if you're that kind of family.
Right.
And you just knit together and you talk about what's going on. And,
Right. But, and like, I'm not a fan of movies because I always tell my kids, you know, you're not really spending time. But if we do go to the movies, like, I'll get popcorn or I'll get candy and I'll get 2 drinks. Yeah, they're drinking, but we share. So we share the candy, we share the popcorn, so that you're still, you see what I'm saying?
You
You're
have, like, an
still,
interaction.
yeah, interaction with each other, and you're, you know, they're holding popcorn, you're eating, you know, and so it's you're still interacting with them, and you're making them feel like they're a part of something, and always being respectful of their story. They have been through so much. I don't care if it was self-inflicted or parent-inflicted or what it was. There's some reason why they're in care. And if you've done this for a while, as foster parents, you know it's not easy for them to come into care. There has to be something pretty significant, and you don't always know how they're feeling. So the more we can make them feel a part, and sometimes it's the little things. Like when I get teenagers in, of course I don't go in and hug them and tuck them in and stuff, but I usually try to do something goofy at night. We have an intercom system, so I'll say, good night, dork, see you in the morning. We'll have pancakes for breakfast. But I try to give them something to laugh about and to try to kind of feel a part. And giving them tasks at the house.
Yeah, like at their home, they probably have some type of chore, whether that's doing the dishes or taking out the trash. It's perfectly okay to say, hey, what's your chore at home?
Yeah.
And they might not want to tell you because they might really hate it. But allowing them to be part of that gives them a responsibility in the home and makes it feel like home. Letting them, you know,
Give them
choose
their
bedding.
space. Yeah. Give them their space. And one of my kids, Courtney knows, he has this god-awful purple blanket with big blue flowers on it and everything. And we try to, you know, we're kind of those parents that have the themed Cars blankets and Minion blankets and all of that cool themed stuff.
He loves that blanket.
But that blanket, his grandma made him. And she put a lot of work into that blanket. And so he has that thing spread out across his bed. And every time I go by it, I'm thinking, oh, that thing
And
is
you
so
gotta-
ugly.
You even had
But-
to figure out what kind of fabric softener she used so that it smelled just
Yeah,
right.
you gotta figure that out. And if they have to take a break and go to respite, or you're taking a break, send that with them because it makes them feel like they're not a second-class citizen. And I'll tell you what, they know that you're paying attention. If you pack that blanket, you pack that stuffed animal, you pack whatever it is that they like to have around,
Yeah,
they
trust
think,
you more.
oh wow, they really do care about me. He realizes that that's important to me.
Yeah.
Don't share how we can make these kids feel welcomed and a part in our homes, in the community, at school, at our churches. We want to hear from you. We started the conversation. Let's continue. We coming up on Wednesday. We got an amazing show. You'll want to tune in right here. You're going to be back next Monday.
Yep, right here.
Okay, so she'll be back next Monday. Then she's going to take a little vacation. But guess what? When Tristan goes on vacation, it's going to be Rob and Courtney. It's going to be the duo.
I'm gonna take over.
And we're going to have a good time. And she'll be here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You won't want to miss it. Because Courtney's wicked smart. We'll see you on Wednesday. Till then, take care and be safe.